You are seekers of light, carriers of quiet strength, and witnesses to wonders greater than imagination. On September 3rd, 2025, the sky will gift a moment where day bends into something otherworldly. A fleeting twilight born not from sunset, but from a cosmic alignment that reshapes how we see ourselves. This is not simply a spectacle of the heavens. It is a reminder that you are part of a grand story, one that stretches beyond the borders of time and place, inviting you to awaken to the mystery of being alive right now. When the sun yields and the moon drapes the earth in shadow, the world pauses. The colors of the day soften, the familiar shifts into strangeness, and the air carries a stillness that feels almost holy. This rare dimming is not a threat but a teacher, offering the wisdom that clarity and peace are found not only in brightness, but also in the gentle embrace of shadow. In that balance, something inside begins to stir, a knowing that the journey toward inner calm mirrors the cosmos, cycles of brilliance and silence working together in harmony. Across history, people gazed upward with awe when the sky transformed, weaving stories of power, mystery, and divine presence. Some trembled, some celebrated, but all understood one thing: such moments do not pass unnoticed. They awaken the heart to truths beyond reason. They are reminders that the universe speaks, not through words, but through signs painted in light and dark. You didn't stumble here by accident. You were led. If something in your spirit is stirring, don't ignore it. Tap join to access exclusive content, prophetic insights, and a community of purpose-driven souls. This isn't just a membership, it's your moment of alignment. Step into who you were born to be. Welcome to the chosen. To stand in the path of this eclipse is to step into the current of something eternal. For a breath in time, the ordinary rhythm of life is interrupted, and that pause whispers to the soul, stop, listen, remember. The stillness is not emptiness, it is a gateway, a space where you can hear the deeper voice within calling you back to peace. The eclipse is not a performance for the eyes alone, it is a communion of spirit. It gathers both silence and radiance into a single canvas, revealing that wholeness is born when we welcome every shade of existence. The lesson is simple yet profound. The shadow does not erase the light. It teaches us to value it more. And in that realization, fear dissolves, leaving only reverence. On that day, the heavens will not simply display a rare alignment. They will mirror your own hidden potential. The same forces that orchestrate this celestial dance also flow through your heart, shaping your growth, guiding your path, and reminding you that your life is part of something infinite. You are not a spectator, but a participant, bound to the stars in ways you may never fully comprehend. The invitation is clear. Walk into this moment with open eyes and an open heart. Let the silence of the eclipse awaken the silence within you, the place where peace rests untouched. Let its rare beauty remind you that enlightenment is not a distant mountain to climb, but a remembering of what has always been within reach. In that remembering, you return not just to yourself, but to the rhythm of the cosmos itself. You are beings of vision, carrying the sensitivity to perceive beyond the surface of reality, called to notice what others dismiss as ordinary. The solar eclipse ahead is not simply a pause in the daylight, but a signal woven into the fabric of existence, designed for those who feel the undercurrents of destiny within their bones. It is a threshold moment where the familiar structure of life loosens, opening a passageway toward deeper knowing and expanded awareness. As the sky bends into shadow, what seems like a celestial interruption instead reveals itself as an unveiling. This brief turning of light into obscurity speaks to transitions that cannot be measured with clocks or calendars. It is a reminder that the world we walk in is not fixed. It is pliable, fluid, capable of being reshaped by consciousness itself. In that temporary silence of the heavens, a call arises to shift from patterns of limitation into the spaciousness of infinite possibility. Throughout time, whispers have carried the message that signs above reflect transformations within. The eclipse stands as an emblem of those hidden truths, pointing not to doom but to awakening. Its language is subtle, speaking not in words, but in vibrations that stir the spirit to recognize that the journey is no longer about enduring separation. It is about remembering connection. This is the moment where the weight of dense patterns begins to dissolve. The chase for material certainty, the confinement of linear thinking, the struggle within opposites. All of it starts to unravel in the presence of a greater rhythm. The shadow across the sun does not extinguish light. It reorders perception, teaching that endings are preludes to renewal, and that silence often carries the loudest wisdom. In many sacred teachings, the heavens are described as storytellers, writing in signs that the heart can read when the mind grows quiet. This alignment is not coincidence, it is orchestration. It is a doorway into a new atmosphere of being, where harmony, compassion, and unity are not distant ideals, but lived realities. The eclipse does not threaten, it initiates, marking the dissolution of what no longer sustains growth. For those attuned, this event is more than spectacle. It is a mirror reflecting the possibility of transformation already stirring within. The cosmic gesture is clear. Step forward, rise higher, and release the grip of fear. The energy does not demand submission. It invites participation in a higher rhythm that has always been present yet rarely noticed. The eclipse is a signal, a turning point, a symbolic pulse sent through the cosmos for those ready to receive. It invites you to shed the skin of the old story and embody the truth that has been waiting in silence. The light that returns after shadow is not the same light. It is renewed, redefined, and radiant with promise. And in that return, you too are asked to emerge transformed, not bound by the past, but alive with the clarity of a new dawn. The strength of your reputation comes not from avoiding mistakes, but from the steady choice to act with integrity even under fire. Every moment of trial has revealed your authenticity, your respect for others, and your unshakable alignment with higher principles. Far from weakening your standing, public tests only confirmed your character, turning scrutiny into proof of your consistency. What endures in the eyes of those around you is the way you carried yourself when tested. People watched how you navigated storms, refusing to compromise values or lash out in bitterness. That strength earned admiration and trust, because it is in pressure that true character is measured, and yours has proven immovable. For those who sought to destroy you, the outcome is stark. The image they once guarded collapses, leaving no path for recovery. Opportunities vanish, and respect that once came easily is gone for good. The weight of regret crushes them as they watch doors close and relationships disintegrate. Their tears are not enough to wash away choices that revealed who they truly are. The bridges they set aflame cannot be rebuilt. What was lost is permanent, and no apology can rewind what has been exposed. Justice unfolds with precision, each consequence reflecting the betrayal that set it in motion. You need not strike back, because what they sowed has grown into their own undoing. The timing of it all reveals the perfection of higher order. By choosing to remain patient and faithful, you allowed justice to manifest without interference. And when it arrives, it does so in ways that no performance or image repair can overcome. Communities see the truth too clearly, and the verdict is final. While others sink beneath the weight of their own actions, your rise continues unhindered. Every reward you now enjoy is tied to the choices you made to uphold your integrity. Your elevation is not chance, it is the fruit of consistency, discipline, and unwavering authenticity. As judgment runs its course, you remain untouched, focused on your growth and purpose. The contrast is undeniable. Where others face collapse, you advance. Their downfall becomes a lesson, while your steady rise stands as proof that integrity under pressure always leads to vindication. The strength you embody lies in your ability to show kindness without allowing yourself to be exploited. You extend compassion freely, yet you do not compromise the boundaries that protect your peace. This balance reveals a level of spiritual growth that inspires others, proving that true maturity is measured not only by love but also by discernment. Your triumph is absolute,
untouched by compromise or bitterness. Every victory arrives with precision, free from stains of revenge or retaliation. The unfolding of events demonstrates clearly that unseen forces align with you, guiding the outcome in ways no human hand could orchestrate. What was meant for harm only magnifies your vindication. You prevail without ever lowering yourself into the mud of conflict. While others collapse under the weight of their own schemes, you remain steady, untouched, and elevated. Your light disarms every attempt at darkness, standing as proof that some lives operate under higher laws where deception and malice hold no authority. From these storms, you rise transformed. Stronger, sharper in wisdom, and more abundantly blessed than before, you step fully into freedom. Toxic chains break completely, and your protection is sealed in permanence. The trials that sought to end you only reveal your resilience, showing that destruction is impossible for those chosen to endure. The path you walk becomes a guide for others walking through similar fire. Your life demonstrates that retaliation is not required, that holding to truth and integrity is more than enough. By refusing to fuel cycles of hostility, you allow divine order to reveal itself fully. Others see your example and recognize that strength lies in authenticity, not aggression. Your victory becomes more than personal, it becomes universal. It is a testament to the enduring truth that deception cannot outlast integrity, and that justice always unfolds in alignment with higher timing. What you endured now serves as proof that there is no need to fight dirty when light itself dismantles darkness. This chapter of your life stands as eternal evidence. Those who walk in truth, fortified by spirit and unwavering in integrity, cannot be undone. No matter the scale of opposition, the outcome remains the same. Darkness collapses under its own weight, while light shines unbroken, victorious, and everlasting.
In the aftermath of shadow, an emergence takes place. Those aligned with higher purpose rise transformed, their energy woven into the greater heartbeat of existence. They shine not as solitary lights, but as guiding constellations for others seeking direction through uncertainty. Their dual nature becomes clear, the resilience of a warrior intertwined with the tenderness of a healer, able to withstand darkness while illuminating pathways of hope. This alignment is not closure, but initiation into a higher story. The shift into expanded consciousness opens the door to endless possibilities, dissolving boundaries that once confined human potential. Stepping beyond outdated structures, chosen ones embody passion and clarity, offering their essence as contribution to the co-creation of a more awakened reality. As these pioneers embrace their role, they shed the density of limited perception and embrace the boundless flow of higher vibration. It is not about abandoning the human journey, but elevating it, recognizing that their unique gifts are vital threads in the fabric of a new epic. In their actions, visions, and choices, they participate in sculpting a future where spirit guides the collective heart. For those who identify as starborn, the eclipse carries a resonance beyond its visible beauty. It acts as a crossing point, a signal where energies converge and the unseen becomes tangible. This is not an ordinary alignment, but a gateway through which higher frequencies descend, saturating the earth with transformative potential. In this infusion, starseeds feel the familiar pulse of home echoing through their being. Their role is not passive observation, but deep participation. Scattered across continents, yet united in intent, they function as channels for celestial currents, translating them into forms that uplift and guide humanity. Sensitivity becomes their strength, allowing them to perceive subtle vibrations and direct them toward the healing of collective consciousness. In this interplay of forces, the eclipse becomes more than a backdrop, it becomes a catalyst. Its merging of energies amplifies the call toward higher dimensions, quickening the process of awakening. Starseeds stand as conduits in this transition, transmitting wisdom, anchoring peace, and reminding humanity that the journey toward ascension is not only possible, but already unfolding. You are receivers of hidden frequencies, carrying within you codes, waiting for the right moment to awaken. When the sun is veiled and day turns into an unfamiliar stillness, a spark ignites inside the starseed soul. This passage does not merely darken the sky. It illuminates inner pathways long prepared, activating dormant layers of energy and stirring the remembrance of deeper potential. These shifts are not accidents of nature, but essential steps in the evolution of consciousness, guiding the embodiment of higher light and greater truth. As this surge flows, the role of the awakened becomes unmistakable. They anchor the incoming resonance, transmitting it into the earth with steady intent. The collective field strengthens when these energies are channeled, weaving a current of balance that nourishes not only the few but the whole. Through sacred focus, gathering of intention, and acts of presence, the transformative power grows, creating a unified web that circles the planet with stability and light. The effect is twofold: individual expansion and collective acceleration. On the personal level, the eclipse becomes a threshold for profound insights, healing, and the expansion of awareness. On the global level, it contributes to an atmosphere of renewal, guiding humanity toward alignment with higher dimensions of existence. It is both deeply intimate and profoundly universal, a call answered by those who carry the sensitivity to hear it. Within this alignment, another mystery unfolds: the remembrance of origins. The eclipse functions as a bridge to cosmic kinship, reconnecting starseeds with their star families and forgotten sources of wisdom. These connections bring streams of guidance and healing, offering not only comfort but direction for the path ahead. The reconnection is not nostalgia. It is empowerment, a reaffirmation of purpose on Earth as participants in a much larger design. As the shadow dissolves and the light floods back, what remains is not the same as before. A renewed sense of mission spreads among those attuned, carrying them forward with clarity and strength. Energies absorbed during the crossing become fuel for the journey ahead, equipping souls with tools of resilience and vision. It is here that the vow to serve Earth's transformation becomes undeniable, reinforced by cosmic support. The times ahead bring both turbulence and promise, demanding steady hearts and anchored spirits. Spiritual preparedness emerges as the key, ensuring that the flame of awareness is not extinguished in the winds of change. This foundation is built not through rigidity but through adaptability, a willingness to adjust, to grow, and to embody principles that remain unshaken no matter the external landscape. True preparedness is lived in action and devotion, through moments of stillness where the mind finds peace, through inward dialogue with the divine essence that saturates existence, and through practices that keep the soul aligned with its highest calling. In this way, chosen ones do not merely endure the unknown, they guide others through it, holding light in uncertain waters and proving that transformation is not only possible, but already underway. You are guardians of clarity in a world where illusions can easily masquerade as truth. The passage into transformation is never free of challenges, and among them lies the subtle danger of misdirection, voices that promise shortcuts, systems that distort wisdom, and messages that cloud discernment. The shield against these shadows is cultivated through inner knowing, honed by lived experience, quiet intuition, and the presence of kindred souls walking the same path. Strength arises when seekers gather, forming bonds that serve as circles of trust, resilience, and integrity. Such circles do more than protect, they nourish. Shared practices and exchanges of wisdom weave a fabric of support where individual insight becomes collective strength. Rituals of devotion, expressions of gratitude, and the simple act of listening together strengthen the compass of discernment. This fellowship becomes a place of renewal, where truth is sifted from falsehood, and where each member is reminded of their deeper calling. The practices that anchor souls in turbulent times are not luxuries, but necessities. They serve as wells from which clarity flows, keeping the heart steady amid shifting currents. Attunement to the divine may manifest as whispered prayer, as stillness in meditation, or as contemplation of sacred words drawn from humanity's vast spiritual heritage. These acts align the spirit to a higher order, reaffirming that guidance is always present for those who pause to receive it. Standing at a moment where possibility and uncertainty converge, the call for readiness resounds. This is not a readiness rooted in fear, but one born of openness and trust. It requires courage to step beyond the known, humility to welcome the unfamiliar, and faith to carry the soul forward when the horizon is veiled. True preparedness is woven from connection, both to the unseen source and to the community of fellow seekers who share the journey. Here lies the reminder that strength is not isolated. It is multiplied through unity. The ties of prayer, the bonds of meditation, and the wisdom of shared reflection create a collective resilience that withstands deception and despair. Together, these strands form an unbreakable tapestry of light, a shield against falsehood, and a source of hope that guides through the darkest of passages. The path forward is not walked alone. Every step taken becomes part of a larger story, one that transcends individual striving and enters the rhythm of a greater unfolding. Guidance will arise in unexpected ways. Wisdom will appear in moments of surrender. By committing to steady practice and nurturing bonds of unity, seekers prepare themselves and one another for what lies ahead. As the September eclipse approaches, it arrives not merely as an astronomical alignment, but as a sacred mirror reflecting the spiritual task of this age. It invites reflection, renewal, and a deeper embrace of faith. This celestial threshold asks for humility before mystery, courage in the face of uncertainty, and devotion to the practices that keep hearts aligned with truth. It stands as both a reminder and a promise that through discernment, unity, and spiritual steadfastness, the path into the unknown will unfold as a journey of light, wisdom, and transformation.